This thing on? Statutory disclaimer and opening statement. The Zamo the Destroyer show is for iguanas only. Tail whip and claw your pet humans until they leave the room before you listen, because this show is not intended for lesser sorts of creatures like humans, other mammals, platypuses, birds, frogs, fish, snakes, slugs, or geckos. Damn right, no geckos. Never. Not going to change next year either. Go away, geckos. Are they all gone now? Humans, geckos, slugs, platypuses, all the rest of them? All right. Then we can begin. Howdy, you're listening to the Zamo the Destroyer show, a podcast by an iguana for iguanas, talking about important iguana stuff and issues. I am your host, Zamo the Marvelous. I'm sure you know me from the comic I used to appear in, Zamo the Destroyer, as well as, of course, this podcast, but if not, I ain't even talking to you. Go catch yourself up at ZamoTheDestroyer.com and find out a way to do penance. So anyway, the monkeys had their holidays this week. It was Christmas, and then, that's the lesser one. The all-important one was the next day, Boxing Day. Now, I was hoping the name meant I'd get to see some monkeys duking it out in the malls, but this is Canada. The monkeys here are polite. They stand in line patiently. And then, if they accidentally bump into one another as they proceed in an orderly fashion to the crapola they came to buy on sale, they actually apologize to each other. Oh, I'm sorry. Ugh. Not a whole lot of entertainment for an iguana anthropologist such as myself. So anyways, first up, Georgie wanted to go to the craft store again to buy more canvas and crap and paints and I don't know what all. Plus, she wanted some yarn to knit with. I guess they had a good sale, or I don't know. But I had to remind her that her job is to knit for me, Iggy. So put that goddamn pink and purple and red yarn back on the shelves. And when reasoning with her failed, I threw a fit. She still ignored me, but she did buy a bunch of green yarn for making stuff for me, in addition, to the ugly yarn. And also, in her urgency to shut me up, she bought me a bunch of miniature plastic people toys and stuff, like just an inch or so high so I could play the Godzilla game. You set up an idyllic scene of human civilization in miniature, then you stomp through it, kicking all the little plastic people in the heads. Maybe set a few on fire, too, and melt them. Good times. Anyway, no major incidents other than that at the craft store. Or I should say craft store number 1. Craft store number 2, technically a sewing store with fabric. But anyway, they had stuff on sale, like 20% off, so the monkey wanted to go buy stuff in order to make herself some new skirts and whatnot, and I made a point of critiquing her color choices again. So then she set me down to wander in the quilting section for a while so she could get left alone. Well, okay. Iguana climbed up on the racks and stuff and grabbed a bunch of folded up bits of fabric. They call them fat quarters. I guess mostly it's fat chicks who quilt. I don't know. Anyway, so fat quarters, various green prints, plus some ones with fruit prints, strawberries and stuff like that. And when I had as many as I could lug, or rather I dumped them in one of them green baskets and just kind of dragged that along or pushed it on the carpet. When I had enough and I got tired of pushing it around, throwing stuff into it, I hollered for Georgie to come make me a quilt with what I picked out. Georgie, I want a quilt. Iguana want a quilt. Iguana got these fabrics. Georgie! And that was a big brouhaha because then everyone started looking. And you see, they have this speciesist policy about no animals in the store except for seeing eye dogs. Well, I told that store manager bitch that was a racist policy because it discriminates against me for being green while allowing a stinky brown mutt in the store. I also argued that I serve as a seeing eye iguana because, Georgie ain't officially blind, but she's got really bad taste in colors, no matter what she thinks. Except, of course, she gets all uppity and then she won't let me help her, but that's not my fault, so I should be allowed to stick around in the store anyway. And then I pointed out at my basket. I said, look at this. I picked out 50 fat quarters I want Georgie to buy for me. And they're $4 a pop. So I was helping move their sales target $200 that they wouldn't have made if I stayed in the car. Now, Georgie was kind of mortified because she got yelled at by the store manager for bringing an animal in. Yeah, like you bastards ain't animals. The hell do you think you are? Anyway, Georgie didn't argue with me on the fat quarters at all. She just wanted to get out of there. So that was another win for Iggy. So, I managed to embarrass Georgie 2 for 2. Also, I told the store manager I was going to call Al Sharpton on her ass if she dared to kick me out of the store. This is because I'm green, isn't it? You don't like colored folk, do you? So I also managed to embarrass the store manager. Let that be a lesson to you iguanas. If you don't get your way, especially if it's one of them, they're kind of pink or peachy colored monkeys. If they got the blue eyes, that's your definite sign. And if they got them blue eyes, you accuse them of being racist. I don't know what it means exactly with the monkeys, but I can tell you what it means when an iguana says it. They shut the hell up and they give you exactly what you want if you call them racist. Especially if you tell them you're going to snitch on them to the media, like the Huffington Post, and you're going to tell the media that they're racist, they will give you whatever you want. So the store manager kind of slinked away and didn't say nothing. And Georgie grabbed my basket, the fat quarters, along with all the other crap she bought in, the ugly colors. We went through the line and all this, and we go out to the car. And then that's when Georgie kind of gets mad at me. Why are you making a scene, Zamo? And, of course, she was complaining that I cost her an extra $200. But, that's her problem, not mine. I don't care. Where else do we go on Boxing Day? Oh, yeah, Georgie wanted new running shoes. So we went to the store on 4th Avenue. It's the one run by the crazy people who run the marathons. I mean, they're nice enough as far as monkeys go. But God didn't intend for such exertion. There's something wrong with them people. Well, certainly God did it. Maybe God intended for the monkeys to work out. Maybe that's it. Because, who cares if they tire themselves out? But definitely marathoning, not something any iguana should ever consider. I mean, our ideal body image is fat as a pickle jar. And marathoning screws that up. There were no fatzos at that marathon store. Not a single one. Georgie was the fattest, and she's not even that fat. She's just average. But hey, I figure, as far as marathoning goes, if it gets Georgie out of the house more, and I get to stay home and watch TV, I'm all for it. But I don't know why she had to go with the neon yellow running shoes, but well, at least it wasn't the hot pink ones the dude showed her. Anyway, after that, we walked, or rather, Georgie walked. I sat on her shoulder, bundled up in my rabbit fur coat, and complained about how cold it was. We walked down to the next block, to the hippy dippy new age store. See, Georgie wanted some incense or whatever. I'm not a fan of incense, but, at least the myrrh incense, it doesn't smell like oranges or other Iggy treats. And you know how I feel about false advertising like that. I think I talked about it a few shows ago. So, okay, myrrh kind of smells stupid, but whatever, I'm fine with that. I wasn't going to bitch at her. Not for that. Although, obviously, I'd figure something out later in the day. Anyway, so as we're wandering around, I hop off her shoulder. I go entertaining myself looking at stuff and, all the books in the different aisles. I had to laugh at all the retard books. Contradicting each other, too. Like one aisle had a display of books about rich people are destroying planet Earth, rich people are evil, etc. But the next aisle had books on how to get rich via the power of your mind. Well, which is it? Do you hate rich people or not? Stupid monkeys can't make up their minds. But hey, didn't say anything about rich iguanas, though. Anyway, several of the hippies wanted to talk to me. I tried to convince them that I am the Messiah, but see, the problem with hippies, they don't really deal well with hierarchy, so they won't accept that there even is such a thing as a superior being such as myself. So yeah, I didn't get any new converts, but on the upside, I told one of them who this bitch got snippy with me about wearing fur. Don't you know the animals suffer? Fuck you. I don't care if animals suffer, as long as they're mammals. Who cares if mammals suffer? And plus, without that fur coat, me, iguana, would have suffered from the cold. So screw you. I don't care. I'm wearing fur. Anyways, the bitch gets snippy with me about the fur and blah, 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 blah. So I looked at her and I said, did you know something? I read auras and I can diagnose medical conditions because, I'm closer to Mother Nature. And she got very quiet. And I said, what you gotta understand, lady, the reason why you're so bitchy, you got a tumor in your brain. You also have cancer in your butt, too. Because your head's up your butt. So, it's spread that way. And you're gonna die soon. And I'm gonna laugh when you do. Made her cry and everything. It was great. Now, Georgie got upset and said, well, that's not nice, Zamo. You need to stop. But, the other hippies in the store, they paid her no mind because they wanted me to read their auras, too. And I told them, well, I only give one freebie reading a day. And I gave it to that bitch. After that, I charged $50. But, okay. In the spirit of it being Boxing Day and everything, I will give a one-time sale for today only, and I'll read yours for just $20 a piece. Cash only. They were pretty happy to pay up, actually. Now, I can't obviously read auras because that's just made up stupid human shit, but I figure whatever. I just make stuff up. Like I told this one guy he had excessively low testosterone and it was causing him penis problems. I mean, I guess that counts as making it up as you go. On the other hand, dude was, wearing socks with sandals and dreadlocks. And he was spending Boxing Day in the hippie bookstore that doesn't even have any sales on Boxing Day. And he was willingly hanging around with henpecking ugly old broads like the bitch who was yelling at me for wearing fur. Those broads, they don't shave their backs or anything else. It's a pretty safe bet. He's got to have some problems and deficient hormones and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure it affects his you-know-what. Plus, you just could tell looking at the guy, he definitely wasn't getting laid, and his face turned bright red when I said it, so I think I hit the mark pretty sure. And I told him, you gotta go start lifting weights and reading Chateau Artiste. Maybe you'll fix your problem. Maybe. No guarantees. Iguana charges extra for guarantees. Anyway, so later in the afternoon when we got rid of all the hippies, or when Georgie insisted, yes, we had to leave right then, which kind of annoyed me because it was ruining my little side business there. But anyways, Georgie got her stupid incense. I got $240. Not a bad payday for making monkeys cry. And, even though Georgie, of course, spent the drive home trying to talk me into maybe reimbursing her for the fat quarters that I insisted she buy at the fabric store, but I'm immune to that kind of guilt-tripping bullshit. Remember, money flows from monkeys to iguanas, never the other way around. Very important to remember that. Anyway, hey, iguana's gotta take a nap and do some thinking about what I'm going to spend my money on. Spend the loot on. I'll probably just hoard it. Eventually, I want to be the richest iguana on the planet, and then the hippies can write books about how I'm ruining planet Earth. I can't wait. Anyway, time for a nap. That's it for this week's show. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes. Just search Zamo the Destroyer. And, of course, if your stupid monkey snoops your iTunes, don't let them hear the show. No. Bad. So in that case, if you got a nosy monkey, you just go to my website, ZamoTheDestroyer.com, and grab individual episodes or stream them or whatever there. And then the monkeys don't find out what we're up to. That's it for this week. Talk at you next Sunday, which I guess is going to be, 2015 in the stupid monkey calendar year? So, we'll talk then. Bye.